guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So as you can probably already tell by the title, in today's video I'm going to be testing out a full face of your holy grails. So basically how this works is I asked you guys over on my Instagram, just in my stories, to let me know exactly what all of your holy grail products are. Every single category, foundation, eyeshadow, lipstick, absolutely everything. And then I went through all of the responses and I chose the products that were mentioned the most. And it's actually been really interesting to see like the trends of products that you guys really love, the brands that you like. Interestingly, some products that I maybe would have thought would have been in there didn't really get mentioned at all. So it was really interesting to see different opinions and to see what you guys are into. So basically I've got all of the products, all of the winners I guess for each category here in front of me, and we're going to create a full face look using them. And I'm going to try out your holy grails and see if I like them as much as you do. So if you are interested in that, please stick around. And obviously if you are new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified of all of my new uploads. And let's jump straight into the video. Okay, so I got everything here. We're ready to go. First up, we're going to start with a primer, and I should shake this because I haven't actually used it in quite a while. The most popular primer that is your holy grail is this one by Fenty. Now, it's not the original Fenty Pro Filter. It is the mattifying, the true matte Pro Filter one. So many of you guys love this primer. I was actually also astounded at how many of you responded to those, little question boxes in my stories. I love you guys. You're so involved, I feel. There's like literally thousands of responses. It took me quite a while to go through everything, but I'm pretty sure I've got the top of the top of the top here. So yeah, I'm applying this primer. This is one that I have actually used already. I did quite like it when I did test it, but funnily enough, it's not something that I really reach for on a regular basis. It is nice on oily skin, but also their original Pro Filter primer is really nice on oily skin. I like that this one's a really lightweight sort of a lotion. I love lightweight primers. I don't want something that's going to leave stickiness on my skin or something that's going to make my foundation feel even heavier. This is a really lightweight primer. It just sort of feels like a light moisturizer really, and when I did test it, it definitely did, do a reasonably good job underneath my foundation. So yeah, that is the most popular primer. I honestly never would have guessed this. I seriously would never have guessed this one. For the foundation category, we had a clear winner. In some ways I'm surprised by this one, but also in others I'm not, because I've worn this foundation before myself and I love it. I totally understand why you guys are so obsessed with it, why it's the holy grail for so many people, and that is this one by L'Oreal, the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This is a really nice foundation, lightweight on the skin. The Fresh Wear name for this is a very accurate one because it really does feel fresh on the skin. Like, I feel like it gives me really good coverage, but my skin still feels like it can breathe. I feel like it's really smoothing on the skin. Just a really nice product. I love the coverage that this gives, like absolutely love the coverage that this gives. And it does really well with my oils too, so I'm not like like super shiny by like scary super shiny by lunchtime. Like it definitely lasts beautifully on the skin. I have done a full I did like a full foundation review and wear test with this one. If you were interested in seeing that video, I will link it. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite foundations. This one, honestly, drugstore foundations in the last, would we say 2 years, maybe even 3 years, have become so good. Like, for a long time there, I feel like there wasn't really anything worth, like, pretty much buying a drugstore foundation, especially if you've got oily skin like me, or especially if you're after good coverage that didn't look cakey and heavy and feel cakey and heavy. It was nearly impossible to find anything like that at the drugstore, but these days, like, there are so many amazing ones. Drugstore has come a long way. So next up, another really quite easy winner in the brow category was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. Everybody just seems to be obsessed with this still. So this is quite I guess you could say like an OG product. It's been around for a really long time. In my opinion, I do think it's quite good. Like, it definitely lasts on the brows. It definitely feels them. It's sweat proof, humidity proof, oil proof. Like, once you've got this stuff on, it's not going absolutely anywhere. But I do think that a lot of brands have duped this now, and I feel like you can get exactly the same results, exactly the same finish, exactly the same blendability by not having to spend as much money as you do need to spend on this one. Like, the Maybelline version of this is so good, and it's literally exactly the same. So I'm using the shade Dark Brown here. It is really nice. A lot of the times with these brow pomades, like, they can be too emollient, too creamy, too soft of a formula, I guess you could say, and then it's really easy to end up with brows that are just overfilled or, you know, quite dark, like scary looking brows. And it's always a problem that I hear people talk about. Like, I really want to use a brow pomade, but you know, every time I do it, I end up with way darker brows than I wanted. And because it's waterproof and usually, you know, most of the time you'll do your brows after your foundation, it's a pain in the bum to get it off the skin. I understand that, and there are a lot out there that are like that. Like, it's like they put way too much oil content in them. They're too sort of slippery and you just end up with like Sharpie brows. This one's good though because it's got more of like a powdery, I guess, kind of a finish. Like, it's not too intense, it's not too over the top. It's very easy to only pick up a very small amount of product, and you can get a really dramatic brow with this one, but you can also get a really natural light looking brow as well. So it does do both, but like I said, I just think the Maybelline one's exactly the same as this, and you can save so much more money by getting the Maybelline one instead. All right, moving on to the eyes. Now, I did already actually apply this product. It's just an eye primer off camera. It just makes this video a little bit quicker, but everybody's favorite eyeshadow primer, eyelid primer, lid primer, whatever you want to call it, was the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the colour Soft Ochre, which is exactly the same as my Holy Grail. You guys have got good taste. You've got good taste. It is just phenomenal, crease proof. It makes your eyeshadows blend so much easier. It makes your eyeshadows much brighter and last longer during the day. Covers up all of the colour on your lids. It's easy to blend, super long wearing, just 10 out of 10 for this product. So yeah, it turns out everybody else loves this one as well. Now, for eyeshadow actual palettes, there was one sort of in the lead. Firstly, the ColourPop Nude palette. I've got the Bare Necessities. I'm pretty sure this is the one that everybody was talking about, but tell me if I'm wrong. And the other one was Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam, but I thought that we would use this one today. A lot of people said the huge ColourPop Nude palette, and I'm 100%, nearly 100% sure that it's this one that you guys are talking about. And I have actually never tried this. So it's really, really pretty packaging, and it's got a lot of colors in here. And they're all sort of like pretty nude tones. There's warms, there's cools, there's a little bit of everything. Shimmers, mattes. This palette does look like it would do it all. And I know that probably out of everybody, the thing that people look for in eyeshadow palettes is something that's wearable and easy to use for every day. So I understand why this is a lot of people's holy grail. So let's jump into actually using this. First up, I'm going to take this shade here, Hot Gossip. It's like a medium matte brown. And then or maybe a little bit over top of that, I might take All For You. This purple, it's another matte shade, but it's definitely got like a purple undertone. So we'll see how these go. Oh, there's a little bit of kickback when you pick them up in the pan, which is okay. But we'll see how they blend, hey? I'm thinking I might do something maybe more on the cool tone side of things today. I know, shocking, right? Totally shocking. I am in the mood. I really do love ColourPop eyeshadows. I think they're fantastic quality, especially for the price. They're so affordable, like seriously so affordable. I honestly don't even know how they are producing palettes at such a low price. Like, how are you doing that? And most of the shadows that I have ever used in the past have just been phenomenal quality. A couple of the really deep dark browns that are sort of more matte formulas I have had issues with in the past, just being a bit patchy or blending away to nothing. But I actually haven't seen that in any palettes maybe in the last 12-18 months. It was sort of more in palettes when ColourPop first started doing pressed shadows instead of those super shocks. To that purple shade on a slightly smaller blending brush. Just going to press that one right into the crease to add kind of like a bit of a purple hue through there. See, they're blending out really, really nicely. So far, no complaints. Let's try. I might actually take Dutch Process. This is like a shimmery brown. It's like a chocolatey brown with like a little bit of shimmer. And then I might even go in with this shimmery shade here over the lid. I might do a bit of a spotlight eye, but in more cool tones. That's what I'm feeling. Oh, that's such a pretty color. I really do quite like mattes that have a tiny little bit of glitter in them like this one, because it actually makes it easier to blend with them. I don't know if you guys have come across this before, but sometimes you need like the texture and that sort of little bit of grittiness that a glitter can provide to spread the color out evenly over the skin. Bit of a tip, like if you're ever having issues blending your eyeshadow out and you've been going for ages and you're like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with me, or what's wrong with this eyeshadow, try adding a little bit of a shimmer in a matching shade. Usually you will be able to get it to blend by using that. So going in with that same color on the inner corner as well It's a really pretty colour. It's like a chocolatey brown with this beautiful purple undertone to it. It's very pretty. And then through the centre of the lid, I'm going to take that Silk Teddy shade, which is like this beautiful champagne. Oh my God, look at the pigmentation of that. That's crazy. This actually feels like a Super Shock formula. I do know that they are like putting like there's Super Shock shadows in some of these palettes. Oh my gosh. She is gorgeous, that colour. Love, love, love that. All right, so definitely really enjoyed that palette. Totally understand why you guys love it, why it's a holy grail. The colours that I used were very easy to blend with, and I'm excited to actually keep testing them because there's so many in there. So many of them are gorgeous. I will continue to test, but I'm feeling your vibes. I'm understanding why you love it. And the eyeliner that I was talking about is this one from Wet n Wild. Now, I picked this up when I was in LA back in March, and I still haven't actually got around to testing this. This is the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. It's meant to be waterproof, cry proof, humidity proof, smudge proof, fade proof, flake proof, and have a tiny little tip on it that makes it very easy to apply. Packaging. I was interested to see this one. I feel like it's not one that it's got a brush tip too. Love that. I feel like it's not one that I necessarily see people talk about too much. So it's interesting that so many people call this one their holy grail. So I'm going to, it is easy to draw with. Very fine little tip. It's also very black. I also don't feel like it drags along the skin. Like it's really easy to apply. I will say, maybe not. I thought that it was actually bleeding a little bit, but I think I'm maybe imagining things. Wow, that was really, really easy to do. I like this. I understand why you guys like this one as well. All right, both eyes of that are done. Like I said earlier, very quick and simple to use. Really love it. By the way, it just started pouring rain outside. Can you guys hear that? I actually love rain. I'm kind of sad that I'm not outside running around in it. I'm a bit weird like that. Let me know in the comments if you're weird too. Now for mascara, for the most loved, most used, most holy grail mascara, it's another drugstore product. It's by L'Oreal, and it is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. This is a mascara that everybody is obsessed with. Basically, it's pretty much called a dupe to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which you all know I'm not a fan of at all. It's got a very similar brush, similar packaging, similar formula, but this L'Oreal one doesn't smudge or transfer anywhere near as bad as the Too Faced one. I actually find that I can wear this one. Gives a lot of volume to the lashes, gives a lot of length to the lashes. This was the mascara, hands down, by far, that you guys loved the most. So I'm going to pop this one on. Now, this one that I've got is pretty dang old. It's well loved. It's very well beat up. Like, I've used this heaps. I understand why you guys love it because I did really enjoy it too. But I am due for a newie. It's a little dried out, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to get onto my actual lashes with this one. I am going to pop some falsies on. Like I said, this mascara really does give a lot of volume, a lot of length. I feel like it holds a curl pretty well. Certainly not my holy grail though, because it does transfer still a little. So for me, that pretty much makes it, you know, if something is going to transfer at all, I'm not going to reach for it, basically. I don't want black dots all over my skin. So I'm going to finish this off camera, chuck some lashes on, and then we're going to move back onto the skin. All right, lashes are on, eyes are finished. I am really, really super happy with how these eyes have turned out. I feel like they're kind of like bedroom sultry kind of a stitch. I really, really like it. Now for the lashes, I did use my faves from our Day to Night set from my own brand. Lashes wasn't a category that I was asking you guys for on Instagram. To be honest, I completely forgot about it. I don't even know why, but I guess products didn't, it didn't extend to makeup brushes, so it didn't extend to false lashes, if that makes sense. So moving back onto the skin, not at all surprised about the concealer favorite that you guys put forward. Tarte Shape Tape. Honestly, I personally, it may be different for you, and let me know actually if you are watching this video and you particularly do not like this concealer, but I personally have not met someone who hates this. Maybe one, maybe, but I'm pretty sure zero. Everybody loves this concealer. So creamy, the coverage is amazing, really, really long wearing, like it doesn't actually like crease under the eyes during the day. You can use it under the eyes, you can use it all over the face. really, really nice concealer. So I totally get why you all love this and why this is so many people's holy grail. It is one of my holy grails too. This one and the Too Faced one would be, yeah, on par, my faves. So blending this one out, it just blends out so easily. Like, look at that. Bang. You don't have to spend like half of your morning blending out your concealer. It smooths as it blends as well. Just gorgeous. She's so good. I actually really want to do this video again, except for skincare. Find out what your holy grail skincare items are and test them all out on camera. I feel like it would be really, really interesting. I'm also curious because I was really surprised by some of the responses for this, like how many people loved a certain kind of product that, I don't know, I wouldn't even think of necessarily reaching for. I want to know if it's like that for skincare as well. Now, moving on to setting powder, I just want to say, you guys, I love you all so much. Honestly, 90+% of the responses in this was people saying that my Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder is their ultimate holy grail, and they just absolutely love that. I just want to say thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. You guys are awesome, and I'm just so glad that you are all loving it so much. But my powder is currently out of stock. It will be back in stock in about a week's time. So I didn't want to actually talk about a product that was out of stock in today's video. So the second most common, like, holy grail powder, and this is a good one too because it does give you a drugstore option if you are interested in that, was the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. And I totally back that as well. I love this powder. Such an amazing drugstore powder. They are tinted. It's not a translucent powder, so that is one thing that makes it different from mine. They are tinted. I'm using the light medium one here, but it's a really, really nice, lightweight, loose setting powder. Definitely controls shine and oil during the day. The one thing I will say with this one is it's very, very, very matte when you initially apply it, and you might be like, oh, am I going to look like that all day? No, don't worry, you won't. As your oils come through naturally, it gives it much more of a natural finish. It's a really, really amazing drugstore powder. I'm not at all surprised that people love this. I love this one. Okay, moving on to bronzer. Another clear winner for this category was Hoola Bronzer. Now, the original Hoola was the one that everybody was saying was their holy grail. This is another product that, again, I totally get it. I love this bronzer as well. It's so, like, finely milled. It's so smooth. It's so easy to blend. It doesn't get, like, patchy or like choppy or chalky. It's a beautiful, really finely milled, smooth bronzing powder. Has been a bestseller for Benefit for many, many years. Obviously for very, very good reason. It is really, really good. So I totally get why you guys love it. I mean, it's like all these other ones. Like, I totally understand why you go, oh, what is that? Get out of my hair. Totally understand why you guys love these products. Like, they are really, really, really good. You guys have got good taste. I feel like I could give you, you know, a bunch of money and you could choose a bag of makeup for me, like, you know, a complete routine, and I feel like I'd be happy with all of it. You guys have got good taste. Now, the blush was one that I was quite surprised about. Just when I think of all of the amazing blushes, like the MAC blushes, the Hourglass blushes, there were quite a few mentions for a lot of those, but by far the most loved blush seems to be this one from Flower Beauty. Now, luckily, I actually have the shade that most people asked for. Some people did ask for different shades as well, but the Warm Hibiscus Flower Pots Powder Blush from Flower Beauty is the most holy grail blush. Now, the thing about this particular shade is it's very, very similar to NARS Orgasm. I just don't think people really like to spend large amounts of money on blush, and I totally get that. And I didn't actually mind this one too much, like when I actually tested it and actually used it in a video, but it's a lot of shimmer. Like, you do get a lot of shimmer from this one, but it's definitely not, like, if I was to think of like my holy grail blushes, this one would definitely not be in there. So I'm thinking what I should do is actually try out a lot more of the shades from Flower Beauty. It is a nice formula, and it is definitely a really pretty, it's got this gorgeous, it reminds me of the Milani Rose, were they like the rose blushes? It's got like a flower imprint in the pan. They're really, really pretty. But yeah, this was a genuine surprise for me. It's a nice surprise, but a genuine surprise. All right, moving on to highlighter, and this one was an actual shocker for me. I truly didn't expect this to be what people chose because it's a product that's been around for a really long time. I feel like it's not really spoken about that much. I feel like it's not really something that people were using anymore. Definitely as a makeup artist, I used to use it a lot, but for my skin type personally, I don't know. I would never think to reach for this. And it is MAC Strobe Cream. So yeah, I've been totally shocked by this. So this is basically an illuminating cream. Does have quite a nice sort of gel kind of a texture. You know, it's not too sticky. It's not too heavy. It gives like a really beautiful, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. It gives like this really beautiful illuminated kind of glow to the skin, but at the same time, it's not too OTT. Yeah, as far as highlighters go, surprisingly, Strobe Cream was up there. This is not a product I would ever grab. So yeah, this is interesting. Now, normally you would apply this, you know, underneath your foundation, but it can definitely be applied on top. Just pick up a very small amount on a brush and basically just dab it onto the cheek. It gives a very soft kind of a highlighted look. Definitely not powdery, definitely not chunky. It's definitely not a formula that's going to emphasize texture or pores. But at the same time, when I think of all the amazing highlighters that I have, I would never have thought that this would be so loved still by so many people out there. So this was really good to, like, part of this as well was like really good to rediscover, I guess, products that, you know, I know and loved and have had in my collection, but don't really reach for that much anymore. This suggests to me that people like a bit more of an understated highlight, or perhaps they prefer like a cream highlighter. Another one that was also like mentioned a lot was the Fasali Unicorn Essence, which I'm pretty sure is a highlighter as well. Wasn't mentioned as much as Strobe Cream, and it's not a product that I actually have, but I mean, Strobe Cream, she's an OG product. Like, this was used and loved by makeup artists a very, very long time ago. Does dry down to a nice gel, powdery kind of a finish, so you can use it on oily skin, but I was genuinely shocked by this choice. Now, finally, we're moving on to the lips. Interestingly, more MAC products were highly, highly requested, or highly holy grailed, I guess you could say, for the lips. And it was 2 lip liners in particular. MAC Whirl. This is the lip liner that Kylie Jenner made really, really popular. It's like a grungy 90s kind of a color. And also Soar, which is a bit of like a deeper, oh, see, look at the Strobe Cream. See how it makes the skin look wet? I don't know if you can see it there. But then it doesn't feel sticky, or it is beautiful. I understand why you guys love it, but this is Soar. It's got more of like a berry, like quite a deep berry based kind of a color. And then Whirl is another pencil, bit more of like a brown mauvey kind of a tone to it. Really, really quite nice. I think I actually will use a Whirl today. Probably out of the 2 of these, I mean, these were definitely the 2 most loved lip liners, you know, as far as brand and as far as color. But from memory, Whirl was loved more than Soar. So I'm going to put this on. Oh my God, I actually am obsessed with how that Strobe Cream looks, guys. And it's dried down really, really well. Like, it's not sticky on the skin at all. Oh, yes. I think I'm going to need to use that way more. It's really, really pretty. So many hidden gems in this video. So good. All right, now that my lips are lined, I'm going to fill in the outer corners. We might do like a bit of like a ombre lip. I love the formula of MAC lip liners. They're really long lasting. Yeah, this is another one that I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. And then for actual lipstick, the most loved, I mean, sort of surprising-ish, especially when there are so many options out there. Not something that I would have picked, but everybody is obsessed with these Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipsticks. I have used these before. They are really, really nice formula, but yeah, I was genuinely surprised. Now, I think because we're going to do something a little bit ombre, I'm going to choose the shade Dreamer, which is like a soft kind of a pink. I'm just going to pop it on the center of my lips. So really long-lasting formula. You know, definitely as far as a liquid lipstick goes, they are quite nice. Very matte formula, obviously being that it's a matte ink. So if you are someone who doesn't necessarily love matte liquid lipsticks, you may not love this one. But, you know, you're certainly going to be able to put this formula on and it will last all day. So, yeah, that is what that shade looks like. And then what I think I also will do is I will use this other one that I have here. This is the shade Savant, and I'm going to use that on the outer corners. I'll probably pop it on a brush. It's like a deeper berry kind of a red color. Really, really pretty color. But I'm going to use a little of this. Oh. That is pretty. All right, so that's what the lips look like. It's a very subtle ombre, but it definitely makes your lips look so much bigger. I quite like the formula. It's not sticky and it doesn't feel really drying on the lips. So yeah, good choice, guys, on that one. Now, lastly, to finish off the face is setting spray, and by far, more than anything else, the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. Everybody loves this stuff. It's funny, it's really not something, like, it's not a product that I use very often at all. You guys know that I've got my fave. Ooh, it's very, very soft. It kind of feels on the skin like a bit of a skin spritz, but it says up to 16-hour wear, lightweight, temperature control technology. Ooh. All right. I'm going to set my face using this one. Yeah, it's just not really one that I reach for. I've got my Gerard Cosmetics faves and I've been using that, I mean, years now. Like, how many years do we even think? Very, very long time. But everybody loves this one from Urban Decay. So just letting that set down. I am still obsessing over that strobe cream. I feel like I'm going to start using that all the time, you guys. It's so beautiful on the skin. I feel kind of stupid that I stopped using it all those years ago. Freaking gorgeous. But yeah, this is pretty much the finished look. I love the way my skin looks. I love the way my eyes look. I love the way my cheeks look. Overall, I think that you guys, like I said, have got awesome, awesome taste in products. A couple of surprises in here, a couple of products that are my holy grails as well. But overall, I really enjoyed doing this. I really enjoyed finding out what products are your favorites. I feel like it helped me get to know you a little bit more. And like I said, I'm really interested in doing this again, but for skincare. So if you are interested in seeing a skincare version of this, and also if you are interested in seeing like a purely drugstore version of this, please let me know in the comments. I think that would be really awesome to do. I've really enjoyed this, and honestly, that strobe cream, definitely the shocker product out of today. Like, I'm like, whoa, it looks so nice on the skin. So yeah, let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. I love you heaps. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Bye.